Hi everyone. First of all, thanks to Cinema Politica for inviting me. I traveled all the way from Toronto to Montreal today. So also later, if there's any questions regarding Montreal, I hope somebody in the audience will be able to answer those questions. But I don't want to say much, just enjoy the film and I hope you like it.
Some people think you need a lot of people, surprisingly,
think you need a
rooster to have eggs. Yeah. So it's good to clear those little things up.
Thanks for sticking around. I got a little present, a little Crackdown button for the first question. To be fair, the news didn't really take the issue seriously themselves. I'm sure you heard a lot of puns, probably every single pun that is possible to make about chickens and cracking, and I just thought that the issue itself was a little bit ridiculous or funny by itself. So yeah, I thought, why not make an entertaining film to get people to just start talking about the issue? And don't bore them with a boring, long documentary with lots of interviews. Make it more interesting. Yeah, I agree in that way that, like, I see chickens as any other kind of pet. You need to be a responsible pet owner, like one of my characters said in the film as well, so you need to know what you're getting into. And I think a lot of the problems of people giving chickens away is that they have wrong expectations. For example, a chicken doesn't lay eggs for their whole life. After they stop laying eggs, they live another 10 years, so you need to make sure you know you're gonna have like a long-term commitment with having chickens, or you need to have a plan of giving them to some farmer outside of the city who would take care of them if they stop laying eggs. Like, you really need to have a plan. And I think the issue that it's illegal and people still having chickens but not being educated about it because nobody knows that they're having them, that it would be better if it was legal and people would be educated and the city would actually have restrictions on it. Yeah, like I know a couple of cities who do have restrictions on the number of chickens, so you can't have like 20 in a small backyard. You need to have a proper coop so they're protected from predators and things like that. So I think by restricting a little bit and educating the people, it would be the best option in my opinion. I think I just wanted to spark conversation about it. So exactly the reason of you asking me that question and having a discussion with people, is it now just fun or is there some like reason behind it why people should have chickens? If you start talking with your neighbor, that's exactly what I wanted to do. Okay, I can talk to the question about chickens in winter. So there's a few breeds who are, breeds of chickens are actually more resistant to cold weather. So having those types of chickens in Canada already helps you a little bit, but there's also all types of insulation that you can put in the coop so they don't get, yeah, you have to make sure that they're inside during winter and yeah, don't get too cold. Thanks. Yeah, I just went a little further than what the comments at City Hall.
Well, that's what artists do. That's why we make films.
Good question. So I made this film last summer, So since then, unfortunately, nothing has changed in Toronto, and some of the city councils that I've talked to this week also say it won't happen with the councillors that are in power right now, so we'll need another election before anything changes in Toronto. So I'll definitely stay on top of what's happening there. But I also have been looking into the extension of urban animal keeping in the city, as we saw in the second film, when it comes to having chickens for meat or backyard slaughter, which is kind of the next step up, but it's getting even more difficult to get people to approve it or make something like that legal in some cities. But I find the issue very interesting because more people kind of want to make sure what goes into their food and want to take control about raising their own, like growing their own vegetables, raising their own meat. And I always thought that was an interesting issue, but at the same time, because it is still illegal in lots of places and people are doing it, it would be a similar angle of trying to get some humor involved and get the, so the working title of the project is Fresh Food Criminals. So just taking the whole thing with the illegal chicken keepers up a notch to other illegal animal keepers. The roosters. So most cities that do have legalized chicken keeping don't allow roosters because, as we know, those are the ones that make all the noise. And you don't need roosters to have eggs. So that would just eliminate that problem. The roosters, I guess, have to stay outside of the city and the farms. All right, thanks.